This is Boxing Tickets NI in association with Violent Gentlemen. We're joined with the one and only, the Patman, Paddy Gallagher.
What's happening?
All's good, yourself?
Done alright, considering.
I think it's been, 7 months? I was sort of saying off air, I think it's been 7 months since we've had an interview with you, and you sort of messaged and says, give me an interview. Everybody else is getting interviews by me.
I want the PC action. I missed it. Press conferences, interviews and all as well, and obviously, like from my past ones, there's a bit of good crack and all as well, and there's a few highlights being showed about and all as well, and funny stuff. But they miss it, and I seen them going about, and I was that's the one.
Exactly, like I could think back, what was it, after the Solomon show, you obviously announced in McKinson's card, and obviously then you had an injury, didn't, but you'd pretty much just come back from America, and people were asking you questions, and then you were getting them as you always do. It was like you started talking and you go, and what was the question again? And I think you've done it obviously for the Wales fight and stuff as well. You go on there, you just get excited, you just want to speak.
Just say something's talking, yeah. Fuck, what did he ask her? What was he looking at?
But I guess that's just you, and I think that's probably, like, we haven't prepared anything for a sort of interview today as well, so it's more the fact that I know I can just have a conversation with you, we can chat the biggest random. But I think it's going.
And hopefully something sensible comes out or something interesting comes out.
Something in some way.
It was just the way you're trying to get off the cover. I had to do something last week. It was a promo video. It was just for Sport NI. And I had to go over it, and your man gave me 3 lines. And I had to go over it and over it and over it. There's me, Foxy, sorry mate, there's me act. This is down my head and see rehearse, I'm not good at it and be nervous and all, see off the cuff, bang, no problem. Whack out the good stuff, a few jokes, a few bits of sense and all as well, but it was rehearsed stuff can be a bit tight at times.
Because you just want to go off on a tangent and just do your own thing.
That's it, see what comes out.
As long as you get what they need, and then everything else is a bonus.
Verbal diarrhea.
I guess obviously a good thing to sort of start a thing on. Obviously last weekend, obviously Carl Frampton is obviously in the pursuit of greatness, obviously becoming Ireland's first 3-weight world champion. You've obviously shared cards and stuff with him and stuff before, and you've sort of been in the pro ranks at the same time. He's obviously announced his retirement and stuff since, but I guess obviously you've shared cards with him, you've known the crack with Carl and everything else. How much of a loss is Carl going to be to the sport of boxing in Belfast?
Massive, I think that goes without saying, but a plus or a positive to it, like someone's going to have to take over, and there's God's amount of people here that can't do that. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of stars, a lot of good personalities and all as well. And like Carl Frampton said himself, he didn't expect us to be, so it could be someone who's going to fight in the dead this year soon. He's going to be 4-0, 2-0 on a smaller card or whatever, and then all of a sudden, look, he's a star headline in Las Vegas and all the rest of it. So we don't know where the next person could come from, but him obviously is a big loss. He was a massive part of boxing. He was a one-man show really for a load of years there, wasn't it? Until like the people of now who are coming about. But he done good, because boxing was a bit dry for a while there. Some good stuff and all as well, and then the amateurs started going better, obviously with Paddy Barnes and Ken Egan and all them Olympians over them years. And then Frampton come up bang, and the last load of years he's been an absolute superstar like. So with him gone, there's time for the new one, but like, he'll be remembered as well. It would be hard to top out, but we don't know. In time.
I sort of, said a couple of posts sort of and stuff since, but it's only going to be right that hopefully when things get back to normal and the clowns in the hill, in Stormont, whenever those things get back to normal, they have to be looking at a statue for Carl, and it doesn't have to be led by fans. It should be something they should do of their own initiative. The SSE Arena. Everybody knows it's a Jackal's Den, so
exactly. And was you put that up there, was it?
Yeah.
Definitely, that's a very good point. We've got Johnny Caldwell and Randy Mahan statues as well, so why not Carl Frampton?
Exactly.
The greatest, people saying that just because boxer, but greatest sportsman Ireland's ever had. So why not? It's a given, really.
And it's the motto more so, outside of the ring and stuff as well. There was never anything political, and boxing isn't about politics, but there was never anything political, and he could go anywhere. He could have a fry in Falls Road, he could go anywhere, and people would be queuing outside.
It's at least, there's not politics isn't a thing in boxing, you could do a whole clamp it, unfortunately. The old block agent who tries to make it happen is like, I met them, so way on there. And then you're saying about that he lived in Beachmount for a while. I think he lived in Pembroke, remember he lived in Beachmount at one time. Obviously going with Christian and Catholic. And then he's been moving here, there and everywhere as well. So just the personality is way about him, and he's a genuinely good person. So I think that's why. Well, no, that's why he was as big as he was. You know, he's well much his talent, and you know how good people like to watch him and how big of a name and all like that. But just his personality as well, people really bought to him, and it wasn't hard for him after a while.
And it's a sort of the mould, you know, any sort of coming sort of amateur and stuff coming into the game now has to look at what Carl done, because at the end of the day, if somebody's done something well, you want to copy it, you know. But then how can you copy? You know, if you're going to copy somebody else's personality, it's impossible to do. So somebody just has to be themselves, you know, and hope that the crowd buy into it.
Yeah, be yourself. Everybody else is alright taken. So it's I think that's fun what you're saying there.
Definitely is. So I know this is our third interview we've done with you now. Obviously the very first one was probably more sort of looking at your career. The last one we'd sort of had done as like a sort of build up for the potential fight with McKinson.
Yeah.
And obviously that fight didn't happen. Obviously since Mikey's fought twice, and probably got justification for being 19-0 and then getting the fight on Sky Sports.
Yeah, definitely.
But I know obviously you and him had a bit of back and forth, sort of. He was slating that he couldn't understand you and everything else. And is it sort of good in the way that Mikey's sort of getting the recognition now? He's moved to 20-0, sort of knocking on doors toward potential world title fights and things like that. But he's now got a chance in Sky and looks like he may stay on it.
Yeah, definitely. I had a few conversations recently, and people have said like he has earned it. I mean, he's hard to listen to. I said at the time when I stick back, he's hard to whack. He talks that shit on social media as well, but he has backed it up and he has earned his way. I mean, he has done it a hard way. He earned his right to be there last week. He proved his worth. He got the win, and now he's going to have a brilliant opportunity. He'll probably get another fight, 2 fights, and fight for a world title, all being well. I mean, already Hearn, he shows that nothing's impossible. Do you know what I mean? He could get almost anyone. A good world title fight. He manages people well, he guides in the right direction. Mikey's in a good position now. He'd probably be in the top 5-6 in the world. WBO, other ranking bodies, I'm not sure. But he does that, gets like a eliminator or another round of continental title or something like that, and he could fight for a world title, get himself a big payday, have a chance of beating, you know what I mean, depending who's the champion there as well. Obviously the cream of the crop now is different gravy from fucking anyone, but I actually heard like him and Jerome Ennis were they were talked about at the time and all as well. When there was talk of Feile them was happening, and apparently he agreed it all as well. I was like, fuck it, that's balls. I mean, that's not desperation, that's balls. Do you know what I mean, to do that? So fair play him in that sense.
It's a massive fight. Obviously, probably not expected to win. He's always probably been classified as underdog in some of the fights he's had. But at the end of the day, sometimes you're not going to know how far your talents go unless you're put in against somebody you're probably not expected to win against.
Even if he's not expected to win, do you know what I mean? I think he'd rather be beat by him than beat by me. So I think he skipped luck there, didn't he? Get that instead of me.
And sort of what's happening where you know, I know, like, not the world as a show on pity or anything like that, but sort of when you look back, and you know, and I know you don't look back on some of the performances and stuff you've had, but you know, we still look back at the Feile, and you know, like we're actually talking with Lewis, obviously the other week in his interview, and we were sort of saying, you know, the Feile show, that was your big coming out party, you know, British Commonwealth champion, you know, probably in ways where you sort of look at where the board and things like that get involved with boxing. There was never any sort of thing afterwards, even though the Americans and everything else picked up in the commentary straight away. Punch caused the cut, you know.
It seems like, maybe a bit controversial to say, it seems like the British boys were fucking shambles, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? There's so many things like that, or should have been this, should have been that, and fucking your man, the referee with the phone, and then there's knockdowns, and you see some of the, I don't know the standard of judging and refereeing and officialing, because some of it now, a few conversations really, Lewis was the other week. This is, for example, Lewis put your man down the other week, clearly put him down. Your man was going off balance, Lewis hit him, and he went down. You know, I think it was like a 4th, 5th, 6th round. And clearly put down. Referee said no knockdown. That exact same referee when I fought Q at that time was just fucking pity party coming down for me. But the exact same referee gave something nowhere near a knockdown. When I get here, went down, and the ref called it a knockdown, which it lost me a fight. But if I hadn't got that, I won all 3 cards. But I drew 1 and lost 2 because of that knockdown alone. So that there, my experience that one, a few other different ones as well, but just the way things are going as well, it's a bit shit. Do you know what I mean? I don't know the standard of what way to do things, or
Yeah, it's as if there's no blueprint, sort of, as if guidelines have to follow. You know, you look at, probably use Irish League football in a way. Sometimes the referees get away with doing what they want. You know, they have an assessor there, they assess their performance, but, you know, if they don't make a decision right, they've no circumstances out of it where they go, you're dropped or you're suspended for a month or something like that. It seems to be, dinosaur ages of the British board that people can get away with doing what they want. Like Terry O'Connor's put on how many, you're probably looking for a good scorecard he's put on rather than the amount of many bad ones he's had.
No, exactly. Very rare.
It is. So obviously in terms of, defeats and stuff you've had, the Kuwait fight, obviously the Solomon fight in America, like there's another example of obviously judges, like you put him down the first round and I think one of the judges still had him 49-45 after 5 rounds because he scored it halfway through and you're sort of going, why do you only lose a point when you put down? It's a 10-8 round.
Not alone. And a couple of, but I know that's it. So, I've talked about the losses a few times and I've had more than a car and a half. But I definitely watch people talk about that, the Feile one as well, and anytime Feile goes better, someone says something. Someone stopped me yesterday about saying home base was in a queue talking about him, and he was talking about that fight and all the rest. And I went, fucking, I know. And he's talking about, it's Matt and all the rest of it, and my mates say about it, and sometimes I'll come in combo, I'll be tagging something all as well, but that's the way it goes. It's almost 2 years ago since it happened, so there's definitely not fucking changing now. I'm saying that, what the fuck's happening with British title? I heard he's getting pressured to do it. Do you know what I mean? He's getting injured or he gets sick a couple of times, and then that fight with me and then the fight with Liam Taylor and all as well. It's like, you do think, how the fuck does he have it? That's not saying it in a personal way, it's the same as in a fucking realistic way. It's like, why? Like such a prestigious title. It was one no one fought for. No one like we many title or something like that. You'd understand, but it's the fucking British title. You really saw it after. Many people have been calling it for years now as well. But yet he's had it for fucking 2 years. Too controversial. And I think he's only defended once after me. Taylor.
I think he fought Taylor, and that one day a technical draw, did it not? I think it was after three rounds. I think
it was like 10 seconds of the 4th round.
Yeah.
And then that was the last round. And then if you call it a cut from McGallagher, but he's put down once or twice now as well, so we lost him. You know what I mean? But like I said, not personal attack on him, just wondering how he has it, like technically.
I know he has, I think he has an injury at the moment, but obviously it forced the Essiman fight out. But obviously, even now Lewis obviously looking at potentially fighting Anthony Tomlinson in July as a British eliminator, but then at the same time, I think who was it that actually fought on Lewis's card that were fighting an eliminator, so it was an eliminator for another eliminator for a final eliminator. What was it, a world title we're fighting for here?
No.
How does it have to be so many eliminators and everything else to get into position?
I think it's maybe I come back from why he never got it. Fucking too much hassle. He'd probably got his world title quicker, even if he was going for a British title. Do you know what I mean? So maybe that's why he skipped it, and everybody Celtic, European, Commonwealth, and World.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nearly all, apart from the British, but sure, you probably have to keep off for 3 world titles, wouldn't you?
It's the only one he never won in his career, and I think when he says he looks back sort of on it, probably, in my opinion, the best belt in boxing, because it's draped in history. You look at it, there's no other belt like it. So it's obviously draped in so much history and stuff as well. And I think there's nobody in the UK or even in Belfast or Ireland, obviously it's going through the stages, it's won every belt from lowest level to the top. And the only one we have is Tennyson, obviously. Tennyson wins the world title, he's done the whole lot.
I know, I'd be unreal, man. I was thinking about that and I was thinking, fuck man, I just sort of realised, like, he's done it like that, the Irish, Celtic, British, Commonwealth, European, got back to Continentals on there, but then the world.
Crazy.
The only one you know of not it?
Yeah, I think he's the closest.
The only one for that.
I think there's been other ones that's been close, but they haven't won like British area, in England and stuff like that. You have northern area and southern area, and they've left out like the lowest one, and then that doesn't qualify them. They've completed the full set.
Unbelievable.
But a bit crazy, and obviously now Tennyson's now Ireland's pound for pound number one.
Was that Frampton's gone?
I think it was actually Sunday morning. I think BBBoC had made him inactive straight away. You know,
Is that right?
so Tennyson's now number 1 in the rankings. Lewis I think's up to number 8 and stuff as well. So it shows the talent that's there. You know, and obviously coming forward and people are going such and such deserves to be higher. But it's going to be open to, I guess, you know, oh, I think such and such. Everybody's going to have a different opinion on what they think.
Exactly.
You know.
But
What are you thinking, obviously, in your own career then? Obviously, you know, it's coming up, you know, it'll be, July, August, it'll be 2 years out of the ring. You looking to give it another go, or?
you're thinking I was going to retirement, didn't you?
I was hoping not. But
no, I'm not retired. I'm not retired. If that makes sense. I'll say semi-retired. Do you know what I mean? You speak to her, so she'd say, "Fuck him, he's retired." I told her I'm retired. Keep her quiet. But no, I would love to fight again. What's the probability in it happening? Do you know what I mean? Because it is hard. There's Tom McKenna at the weekend. There's Paddy McCrory the other week. Do you know what I mean? Not just to get the fight, for the fight to fucking happen. Do you know what I mean? For me to get a camp in, get a good match, get something that it wants me. Like I obviously not want to do, but we handy enough fight on as well. Like I would like to get into something, but get my teeth into something good. But even not that, you know what I mean? It definitely happened. So it can't put you off on as well. Because there's two mates close to mine as well, within 2 weeks of each other. Do you know what I mean? I put out 2 days before and the day off. Do you know what I mean? So then I got things that happened to me before and all as well, so I know exactly what way it can be. So I don't know in time, do you know what I mean? Maybe 6 months down the line, or maybe things you just go boom, all of a sudden the rings open up, the field can happen. Jimmy Connick ring me and say, "Here, look, do you want to fight Jenkins in the field again?" I'd say, "Right, no problem." But you wouldn't know what can happen. But we'll see in time, do you know what I mean? I'm planning to fight. I haven't planned, and I'm retired. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, I could get the year down the line and go, "Fuck, I'm gonna get a fight here. I've been training, I'm active, I'm doing a wee bit now." Or I just go, fuck it, it's been too late now.
I guess it's sometimes it's like anything in life. Sometimes it's having that burning desire to sort of really do it again. You know, it's say we were saying at the minute, you're seeing Trone's fight pulled out day of the fight. Obviously Paddy having to pull out with a knee injury just beforehand and stuff as well. And you're going, the minute it's probably not the right time to train with COVID and everything else going on, because you don't know a car get cancelled. You know, you were part of the Quid Areas card. It was obviously cancelled and stuff as well. You know, and that was Carl's last fight under Cyclone. Well, it was supposed to be, but you've seen obviously put everything into it. They didn't get nothing out of it. You're going, why you put yourself through that stress and strain? Because then it might make it worse, and you go, nah, I'll throw in the towel. You know,
that's it. I've got a few good things going for me now as well, but it just sound on here is that he's only half doing it just because when I watch fights and like watching Lewis or week and watching Frampton the other day, it's like, fuck man, right, I want to fight now again. And then I'll go out and do a bit of training on, do a bit of bag work, or do some runs now as well. Like I do really want to be successful in boxing. Like fuck, I really have more to give. All I have to do isn't thinking about McKinson. I was like, fuck, work my way back up and try and get that fight now as well. Joe Mace was not just just wait for a crack or just something here. So. Like, I have got it in me. I don't know why they have it in you for life. I don't know that. I've never been retired before, so I wouldn't fucking know. So, it could happen. I don't know. There's loads of things, like physical and sporting things I want to do. The kettlebells here recently. They try to qualify for the Europeans there, and then they're being strict footers. So, just found out this morning it didn't happen, but I'm going to do something anyway. And then, other kind of training, other kind of goals I have as well. It's like fucking boxing being all one of them. I mean, because they have to take it serious now as well, but of course,
But and obviously you've opened up your own business. You know, is it Lab Fitness? You've opened up obviously during the pandemic and things, and you know, hopefully fingers crossed things are getting back to normal next week, and you can really start seeing obviously how successful and stuff it's going to be. You know, with people coming back and training, because let's face it, nobody's really been able to train for last year, so you can really etch your mark on it and stuff as well. And I guess business really kicks off when you're opening gym after gym. You know, why would you need to get punched in the mouth to make some money?
Exactly it. That's why I think fuck why it is. That's why I think like, you do have a burner's iron as well. Like got things going for me, and like that just working financially, but loads happening as well. And I'm thinking, fuck me, why do I want to go back to that madness where it fucking causes a lot of problems, and you know, I guess I wasn't born like this. And then and you go back down as well, you love for sport, you know what I mean? So And I wouldn't go back into it half-heartedly and like I wouldn't, if it wasn't happening, if it wasn't going on, I'd be like, right, a couple of losses here.
I guess it's probably Jamie obviously giving you a teaser of a good fight to sort of to test yourself and go, aye, I'll take it, because you've never really been one to turn down a fight either, so you know your phone's always on.
That's it. Well, I haven't heard up from Jimmy since the whole Michael McKinson thing there as well. Like I was a fight date with 5 different. I was a fight 5 different dates in a couple of weeks. Moved back and forward. It was August. I took like 3 or 4 weeks notice, something like that, and then it was September, and then it was October, and then it was August, and then it was September, and then it was back to August. And I went, right, look, I can't. This was a lot of stuff going on. And 10 months as well. I was like, nah, fuck that. You know what I mean? Like I had it, yes. Said out of the 5, I said just 4 times, and the last time I went, no, I can't do it. That's not working.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'll do it. I was like, nah, just leave it fit. I'll do it another time. I mean, because of things and things were cancelling. Was that showing? Was that showing? It was over here, and it was said to be in Dubai, and it was on Josh Taylor card in September there, and then it was on the Frampton card initially. And all the rest was just bang. I was like, well, drive me mad here.
Aye.
And then he went on. He give it the stacks and all as well. But I think I got on well. I was texting him last week and congratulated. Give him good luck and congratulate him and all as well. Like so, good bit of sportsmanship between us. He's a nice guy.
He is a nice guy. I guess sometimes it's sort of, you know, at the end of the day, people's going to have different perceptions of him, and you know, are you very confident, you're very cocky and things like that. But at the end of the day, it's his own abilities. He's believing in. Do you think obviously the Jenkins fight probably may potentially not happen again now because he's underestimated the first time around? You know, he was coming away as an away fighter to fight in the Feile, as obviously he seems to be as a British champion. He fights in other people's cards, but he wouldn't give you the opportunity again because he knows he was in bother in that fight. You know, obviously he looked for a way out with a cut when they probably thought they were ahead. Do you take it to the judges' scorecards?
The Giants fight's dead and going like it. The first person to tell me talk about a rematch and all in a way, like everybody's like, that's not happening. You know what I mean? That fight's not. I don't think it's a million years that fight will happen. And just for that reason, I think there's any potential whatsoever in that. I don't know. See how it goes. See if he will fight again. So he's getting cuts and all the rest of it. But
and I guess at that stage where cuts are getting that bad in your eyes, you know, you're probably going, at what stage it could become eye problems, you know?
Why not just assuming, assuming?
Yeah.
Well, I think it was he had a farm fight before that. It fell through because he got cut. I don't know, was that one of them before? Do you know what I mean? But sure, he's on loose.
It is. So, are you keeping your tabs on anybody you're sort of looking at coming up and sort of going, give me them, you know, give you a chance? Like I know we're due to obviously interview one of your former opponents, Liam Wells, later on, and he had sort of said that he took the fight to you because obviously, you know, when he first came into boxing, he didn't know what journeymen were and everything else. But obviously, he took the fight to you, and he probably learned a lot from fighting you. You know, I think he moved teams and stuff since then, because he probably took the fight at the wrong time. But he's learned under the defeat to you of what he needs to do to become good at boxing.
He's one of the good guys. He's a nice guy. There's a fight that would be good. I would love to win an Irish title, and I don't know if I'd make welterweight. I would like to make light middleweight. I could make light middleweight, and there's a fight that I started before, Craig O'Brien. I think that would be a good fight. I'll be a cracking fight, me and him. So I was to come back and was to fight again, and if things are right, I think that would be a cracker. So he said, too short of most of the time and all as well. I'd imagine he'd take it at a moment. I think he had a good win there last year. Now, I'll win there. I don't know.
And Belgium.
Whatever, I know he did win. But, so yeah, big potential as well. That's all hypothetically speaking.
Yeah, exactly. It's obviously it's teams and stuff speaking and money and everything else. You know, it has to be worthwhile. It's, you know, it's going to fight for peanuts either.
That's
you know,
like never get on well enough. I'm happy.
You've great pedigree, obviously, you know, Commonwealth, you know, champion and everything else, and you know, done everything you sort of could do as a sort of amateur. Probably haven't. I'd probably say you haven't lived up to sort of your potential in terms of obviously pro boxing, but there's still life, as they say, in an old dog yet.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. 32 here in a couple 2 days.
2 days.
32, I'd buy.
Old age is kicking in.
I know fucking it is.
But it's like you sort of look, you probably could do yourself, you could look at the example of Keeler. Luke Keeler sort of, had the draw in the Devonish. Obviously then beat Conrad to become a WBO European champion. And within 2 years, it was fighting a world title. So that's how quickly it can move. And
exactly.
That's how things can happen.
From years ago, there were stories like that where, going back to Tennyson, he's had a couple of losses now as well. People wrote him off ages ago. Not just the journeyman thing, but he didn't get beat by Walsh, wasn't it?
Yeah, he beat by Walsh.
He gets stopped, didn't he? He's done all the rest of it, and you're like, fuck.
And then stopped by Farmer as well. And now at lightweight, he's an absolute beast.
Insane, unbelievable. He's not one of you know well, a lot of people know him. He's a quiet guy, he's very nice, he's fucking vicious, but he's very, very nice. He's sound, always talking, and you see him now, he's got his missus and his kid now as well, and he's saying hello to everyone now as well, so it's good for people like him. They're not patronising, that sounds fucking patronising, of course it's not. No, it's good to see.
He's done it the right way.
Yeah, it's good to see that you're very, very happy for him as well, because he does deserve it, and you see he puts it working as well, more and more, he's training like a beast, but the last few years, he's really seen up the game. He's a fucking animal, like it.
And he's come through the small hole circuit, lost obviously when he probably shouldn't have lost, as a journeyman obviously very early on, and then took that loss and went, let's go again, featherweight, super featherweight, now lightweight, and he's we're seeing the best of it, and obviously now he's going to be fighting 3-weight world champion Ricky Burns, so it shows that obviously it's there and on the verge of another world title. And
fancy chance against Burns, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's probably like Carl might be a bad farewell sort of for Ricky Burns and probably getting stopped in his last fight.
Yeah.
And coming up against somebody so vicious.
I know. Based.
So obviously if MTK are watching and Jamie Collins watching, pick up the phone, give you a fight, see what it can get you going with.
No, I'm not looking for a fight. If one comes to me, maybe in time, if the stars align and it's right, then I would but like I said, I'm not running about looking at them.
Definitely.
Someone wants to throw me a few quid and a good opportunity.
This is it. That's what you want, an opportunity, and obviously dangle the car in front of you and see how far you can run. But look, obviously we'll leave it with you there. I know it's been 7 months, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get another one lined up soon. Hopefully we can get you some fight news, get you back into the ring and see if you've still got what's left to obviously get to the top.
Yeah, get somewhere.
Alright, listen, lovely chatting with you, and we'll chat
you.
up with you soon. Cheers.